There is a notorious creep on one side of the internet who doesn't seem to go away no matter how hard you try. Today, we'll be diving into the rabbit hole of Edgar Neri. Before we get into the topic, I just wanted to thank you so much for clicking on the video. If you enjoy, a like and subscribe would mean the world, but without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hello. Hello. My name is Marco Diaz. Well, I think I was really without. Yeah, it's true. It was him. Sora Kingdom Hearts. He got in the Smash. Well, really happy to see you.
This is Edgar Neri, also known as Marco Diaz, and he is showing extremely concerning behaviour towards both cosplayers and minors. He has been a constant harasser in the community for a while at this point, and he has certainly become very well known to the members. So what community is he exactly targeting? The side of platforms like Tumblr that focus on cosplay and Lolita fashion. As you can probably imagine, it's not exactly uncommon for people in these communities to be targeted by creepy men. It's usually easy enough to deal with, just a simple block, report, and move on with your life. But Edgar is different. Over multiple social media platforms, he has many different accounts. The number is possibly as high as 50. When one of his accounts gets banned, like he has experienced on Instagram a lot of the time, then another will pop right up, and this is a cycle that keeps repeating itself. No matter how hard people try to get rid of him, he always finds a way to sneak his way back in. Let's take his current Instagram account for example. The username is King Edgar Neri Potion Hero, and everything in his profile makes next to no sense. The bio reads, "I'm real champion King Edgar Neri Potion Heroes Generation Hyrule, the future fans actor live X Houston Power and Hyrule," followed by a bunch of emojis. He is only followed by 75 people but follows over 2,300. But it's his posts that give us our first glimpse into how dark he really is. One of his pinned posts says text over a red background. Although it doesn't really make much sense when you read it as a whole, if we pick out certain words, it's extremely concerning that they were included. I'm talking words like shoe play and with shoes. And the inclusion of these words just make the rest of his posts that bit more disturbing. In the two posts that have also been pinned, he is holding his hand over a shoe. In one of them, it seems to be a cartoon character with his hand badly photoshopped over the image, but in the other, it looks as though he is holding the foot of a real person. And as we scroll down his profile, the posts continue. He is clearly stealing the photos of cosplayers and fashion enthusiasts, posting them to his profile without any captions, almost using his page like a personal storage. And after we get past the random photos of cosplayers, we start to see more pictures of people's shoes. Very close-up images that don't seem to be stolen, but rather, very possibly taken by Edgar without consent of the person in question. And then we see the return of the photoshopped holding feet pictures. Edgar has been called out in the past for stealing people's photos to make these creepy edits, but that didn't do much to stop him, and sadly it still continues to this day. And the posts that were called out still remain on his profile for everyone to see. And again, we can see that this has gone beyond simple internet edits because it's clear that he is acting this way in real life. In one photo posted in December of last year, he is again holding someone's shoe. In another posted minutes before, he videos himself doing the exact same thing. Now, there is a reason that I haven't showed the videos unblurred, and that's because there is a disturbing piece of information about them. The person whose foot he is grabbing and holding in the video, seemingly for the purposes of appeasing his fetish, appears to be his underaged sister. So he has now proven that he is not only a danger to minors online, but also in person. With a pinned set of stories that seem to highlight the fact he doesn't really care about people being predators, it really makes you wonder if that is something that Edgar would describe himself as. He has no problem calling himself a so it's really not out of the realm of possibility. Like I said, he has been called out on this before, with official reports even being made to the police about his internet presence. People were initially made aware that he was simply stealing photos, but minors came out to report that he had actually stole their photos for the edits. By the point people were made aware of him, they had genuine reason to believe that he was a predator. But the police responded saying that they couldn't do anything, stating that there is no expectation of privacy when you're out in public. A very concerning response considering the possible severity of the situation. The rest of his posts are basically the same thing, but his stories are interesting to say the least. On one of his highlights, he has multiple posts going off at people who have princesses from the Super Mario universe as their persona. For what reason, it's unknown, as we can't really get much from his rants. All he really says is that they can't defeat him, leaving us to wonder what could have sparked such a heavy reaction. But the most concerning stories of all are those put under a highlight called /Z. The first slide is the same rant that we went over in the beginning, followed by some of the photos that he included on his profile. The creepy edits included here are only those that are of a minor, and some are even of his own sister. He also posts the callouts against him on his story, before signing it off with yet another jumbled wall of text. Among his other social media accounts are a few Tumblr pages, which also include the creepy edits and the disturbing inclusion of the word. He also shows his face in a few of the posts, which we can confirm is actually him through his YouTube videos. And on another older Tumblr account belonging to him, he again posts the image of him holding his sister's shoe, as well as being extremely obsessive over the touching of Lolita's shoes. Although on the surface this just seemed like a regular old creep, that couldn't be further from the truth. What we're seeing here is a disturbing example of a man preying on vulnerable minors, and believe it or not, it just gets worse. We can find an older Twitter account of his, and it shows that his online activity dates back as far as 2014. Considering how he already looks around the age of 20 in these images, it makes you wonder just how old he is now. We can't really get any more information out of his Twitter page because it's again just rambles. He tweets at random people saying random words. None of these tweets make any sense, and all that we can get out of it is something that we already know, that he has an obsession with feet. What we can get from one of his YouTube channels though is that it would appear the police actually paid him a visit. I think that's what I'm getting from the following, but again it's quite hard to understand, so take a look for yourself.
Hello, my name is Marco Diaz. And don't worry, I'm still I think it's still a new maybe the leader of the Mushroom Kingdom, and he's still Mushroom Kingdom, and it's still something a problem I think of. I don't think it was the police officer. I think it's trouble. And it's Senate, whatever else. It's okay. It's still the Mushroom Kingdom, the leader for me. Marco Diaz is new leader. The Mushroom Kingdom is still leader of the Mushroom Kingdom. And Marco Diaz still the leader of the Mushroom Kingdom. It's still there. I'm promising I love you, princess. I'm not feeling well. Babe.
From what I can gather, it seems that he thinks his Marco Diaz persona is the leader of the Mushroom Kingdom, and that he is fine despite speaking to a police officer. If I heard that wrong, then please do correct me in the comments, but I think I've got the gist of it. So, what's the story here? What's going on with Edgar Neri? Let's get the facts straight. He's a predator, he has a foot fetish, he loves characters from the Mario universe, and he gets some sort of joy from being called out for his actions. All of this is a very dangerous combination of traits, and I genuinely believe that he needs to be investigated by the authorities. Not only is he making numerous minors uncomfortable by stealing their pictures, but he is also showing concerning signs to children who are around him in real life, seemingly using them for his own disgusting purposes. Some people have theorized that there may be something mentally wrong with him, which could certainly be a possibility. With that being said though, that can't be used as an excuse to bail his creepy behaviour out, and it actually, in my opinion, gives more reason to shut him down quicker. Maybe he does live with people and they may not be aware of what he's doing online. That's similar to the Black Pill Joker, a disturbing TikTok incel that I spoke about on the channel. He lived with his parents, yet could air out his disturbing rants online by simply waiting until they were out of the house or filming outside. These people will always find a way to slip under the radar, as Edgar has for almost a decade. He is reaching out to minors in private and telling them to off themselves, all while simultaneously harassing them for his fetish. He clearly enjoys the attention, and I'm sure that video will be no different. But he seriously needs awareness to be raised about him in the general internet community, because this is becoming more and more of a problem every single day. An unconfirmed source from an internet forum also claimed to know the man in real life. They say that he witnessed Edgar touching the shoes of a younger relative who seemed to be very uncomfortable. She tried to move her feet away, but apparently he was relentless. We can actually see this in the videos because the person he's grabbing does seem to try to move away, all while he simply makes his grip stronger. In one more comment, the person says that they did tell this guy's parents about him, but they were defending him. Again, this is unconfirmed, but with everything taken into consideration, I'm inclined to believe the poster. Even more so that when he originally came to this forum, he didn't actually state the guy's name. But I'll let you decide what you want to believe. The rabbit hole goes so deep, with so many repeated posts, that I have no doubt that this man needs professional help, and quickly. If it's true that the people around him aren't preventing this behaviour, then an intervention seriously needs to be had by the authorities before this can get any more out of hand. And let's be honest, it's already way out of hand. We can only hope that he will stop harassing the fashion community, but sadly, I fear that that is nothing more than a dream. Thank you so much for making it to the end of that video, I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe, share the video, do all of that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts on this disturbing rabbit hole, and if you're in that community, then please let me know if you've ever run into the man himself. And just a reminder of all my social media accounts, my Twitter got banned because of you know who. If you've been around since November, you'll probably know who I'm talking about. If not, don't worry about it. So you can follow me on Blue Sky, Instagram, all of that good stuff. And of course, thank you to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members: Brooke, Entrepreneur, Morrigan, K4 Silver, Alex Rod, Based Finger, Carmilla, and Tango Slime. If you want to support me on Patreon or here on YouTube, you can for as little as £5 a month if you want to get early access to videos like this. If you want a shout out, that's as cheap as £2 a month, so be sure to check it out. But of course, that's not necessary, just you watching the video is more than enough, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'm testing out 2 videos a week, don't know if I'll stick with that, we'll see, let me know in the comments if you want that. But if not, I'm guaranteed to be back on Friday with another, so I'll see you then.